Elon Musk and Peter Navarro locked horns over India's oil imports from Russia. Navarros' anti-India post accusing the country of profiteering from Russian oil was fact-checked by ex-US President Donald Trump's aide, Peter Navarro, and billionaire Elon Musk have exchanged words after Navarros' controversial post on X, formerly Twitter, was fact-checked. The heated exchange revolves around India's oil trade with Russia and the accusations Navarro leveled at New Delhi. However, Musk defended the platform's fact-checking mechanism. Navarro, in a post on X, accused India of profiteering from Russian oil imports, which he claimed were funding the war machine in Russia. However, Navarro got fact-checked on X, with his claims being called hypocritical. Facts: India highest tariffs costs US jobs. India buys Russian oil purely to profit. Revenues feed Russia war machine. Ukrainians, Russians die. US taxpayers shell out more. India can't handle truth spins, Navarro wrote. To this, the XS fact-checking note corrected him. Comments that India's Russian oil purchases are for energy security and they do not violate sanctions. While India has some tariffs, the US has a trade surplus with it in services. The US also continues to import certain commodities from Russia, which is hypocritical, it read. Navarro's claims are hypocritical. India's legal, sovereign purchases of Russian oil for energy security do not violate international law, it said, adding that though the US is pressuring India over its oil trade, they themselves are continuing to import billions in Russian goods, like uranium, and exposing a clear double standard. Navarro then responded to the fact-check with a fiery retort, dismissing it as crap. He also targeted Musk personally, accusing the billionaire of allowing propaganda to spread on his platform. Wow! Elon Musk is letting propaganda into people's posts. That crap note below is just that. Crap. India buys Russian oil solely to profiteer, Navarro tweeted. He further claimed that India hadn't bought Russian oil before the invasion of Ukraine, labeling the Indian government's stance as a spin machine aimed at profiting from the war. Navarro wrapped up his message with a stark appeal: stop killing Ukrainians. Stop taking American jobs. Musk, however, took a firm stance in defense of his platform's fact-checking, claiming that community notes would correct anyone, regardless of their position. On this platform, the people decide the narrative. You hear all sides of an argument. Community notes corrects everyone, no exceptions, Musk said in a post. He went on to add that all fact-checking data and code are public, further promoting transparency. Peter Navarro's attacks on India are not new. After the Trump administration imposed secondary tariffs on India due to its oil trade with Russia, Navarro intensified his rhetoric. He accused India of running a profiteering scheme by continuing to import Russian oil and even labeled the country a laundromat for the Kremlin. This year, Trump imposed additional 25 duties on Indian imports, bringing the total tariffs to 50. Navarro's repeated anti-India comments came amid these heightened trade tensions, as well as India's growing ties with Russia and China. U.S. President Trump also later backtracked on comments suggesting that the U.S. had lost India to China, reaffirming that India and the U.S. share a spec.